Thank you, President Trump. You've spoken very passionately about how God saved your life, and I'm wondering, have you put much thought into why God saved your life? As in, for what purpose has He been shielding and protecting you?
So, I don't know if you heard the question. You've spoken about God saving your life, that I've spoken passionately about it, and something happened because that was a miracle. I never looked that way. The audience was massive and it was in front of me. I never have that particular graph. That was a graph on, as you all know now, that it's very, I think everyone knows it very well, but it showed the great numbers on illegal immigration. It was the lowest point we've ever had. And it was one that I use less than 20% of the time. It's always at the end of the speech, not at the beginning of the speech. And it's always on the left side, not the right side. And yet, for some reason, I called it. It's not on a teleprompter. I do things largely without a teleprompter, frankly, because it's hard to hold an audience if you're going to go for an hour and a half or 2 hours reading a script. And I just talked about it, and I moved to my right, turned sharply to my right, ping. And if I didn't do that, I'm not here with you. So, yeah, God has something to do with it. It's a miracle, and God had something to do with it. And maybe it's we want to save the world. This world is going down. This world is going down. So it could be. But I believe that. I believe that my sons are very good shooters. They're like scratch golfers, better, relatively speaking, with shooters, great shooters. And Eric and Don both told me from 130 yards. I said, well, that's pretty far away, isn't it? They said, no, that's like a 1-foot putt with, weapons like the one being used. Plus, he was a good shooter. This guy was a good shooter. He went to the range and shot a lot, and he was supposed to be a pretty good shooter. They said a bad shooter would hit the target almost 100% of the time. So something happened. And I have to say the Secret Service sniper did an amazing job.
None of us knows exactly when our time on Earth will be over. You never know. A truth I confronted a few short months ago when there was an incident that it was not fun. It was not a good thing. But God was watching me. The chances of me being here, my sons are shooters. They're really good shooters, Don and Eric. And they said the chances of missing from that range with that gun are, but Don equated it to a 1-foot putt. It changed something in me. I feel even stronger. I believed in God, but I feel much more strongly about it. Something happened. Faith in God has always been the ultimate source of the strength that beats in the hearts of our nation. We have to bring religion back. We have to bring it back much stronger. It's one of the biggest problems that we've had over the last fairly long period of time.
Chief White House correspondent Jim Acosta. And Jim, the president seems to have anointed himself today.
That's certainly right, Brianna. The president sounded as though he had something of a God complex at times today, declaring himself the chosen one and accepting praise from an ally who dubbed Mr. Trump on Twitter as the second coming. But the president wasn't so charitable when he doubled down on how he feels Jewish Americans should vote against Democrats and describing the Prime Minister of Denmark as nasty for rejecting his advances on Greenland. There were times when he sounded messianic and sometimes just a mess. Taking his questionable rhetoric to new heights, President Trump talked about himself in biblical terms, at one point looking to the sky as he praised his handling of the economy as godlike.
I am the chosen one. Somebody had to do it. So I'm taking on China. I'm taking on China on trade. And you know what? We're winning.
The president stirred up more outrage, repeating his belief that Jewish Americans face a loyalty test in the upcoming election.
If you vote for a Democrat, you're very disloyal to Israel and to the Jewish people.
After some Jewish American groups slammed that remark as anti-Semitic, the president accepted the support of conservative commentator and conspiracy theorist Wayne Allen Root, who portrayed Mr. Trump in messianic terms, tweeting, "Thank you to Wayne Allen Root for the very nice words. President Trump is the greatest president for Jews and for Israel in the history of the world. And the Jewish people in Israel love him like he's the king of Israel. They love him like he is the second coming of God."
I have been responsible for a lot of great things for Israel. One of them was moving the embassy to Jerusalem. making Jerusalem the capital of Israel.
Mr. Trump shifted once again on the topic of tightening background checks after sources told CNN he all but assured NRA President Wayne LaPierre he was siding with the powerful gun lobby.
Oh, I have an appetite for background checks. We're going to be doing background checks. We're working with Democrats. We're working with Republicans. We already have very strong background checks, but we're going to be filling in some of the loopholes we just talked about, concepts. Wayne agrees things have to be done also.
The president got testy in defending his decision to scrap his upcoming trip to Denmark after that country's prime minister rejected Mr. Trump's expansionist designs on Greenland as absurd.
I thought that the prime minister's statement that it was absurd, it was an absurd idea, was nasty. I thought it was an inappropriate statement. All she had to do is say, no, we wouldn't be interested. Don't say what an absurd idea that is. Because she's not talking to me. Excuse me. She's not talking to me. She's talking to the United States of America. You don't talk to the United States that way, at least under me.
On a range of questions, Mr. Trump repeatedly pointed his finger at former President Barack Obama.
Under President Obama, Russia outsmarted President Obama. President Obama did that.
For thousands of years, a secret tribe of holy men have been searching for the one person who can save mankind from extinction. Their choice has finally been made.
I am the chosen one.
You choose me?
Of course, the gods only send good and useful things. However, this time they made a mistake.
Hey, I'm president. Can you believe it, right?
You know, I am the chosen one.
I have been chosen.
I am the chosen one.
I know it. He's the one.
He is the chosen one. You must see it.
I am the chosen one.
I'm a god.
You're God.
I'm a god. I'm not the god. I don't think.
You ask me if I have a God complex? Let me tell you something. I am God.
The gods must be crazy.
I am the chosen one.
He's the chosen one.
He chose poorly.
Wow. Yeah, they must be crazy. Good morning, everyone.
Yeah, good morning. Donald Trump yesterday embraces the title of the King of Israel, what Jesus was called on the cross, and then the second coming of God, of course, borrowing from the second coming of Christ. And then after that, the chaser was Donald Trump declaring, I am the chosen one.
And what really punctuated it, in case you're just listening in the car, is his look to the heavens while he said it. He turned and looked up to God and as if to thank him for choosing him. What that really did for me, though, Joe, is remind me, Alec Baldwin in Malice, wow, so good. And underrated Eddie Murphy movie, The Golden Child. That's a great movie. Not enough people talk about it. I'm glad we started our show with it.